My dearest diary, it is the year of our Lord 2024. The quill I hold feels foreign. It is not a quill at all, but a tube of hardened ink. The parchment, a blinding white sheet, is smooth, unnervingly so. Outside my window, metal beasts roar past, their speeded devil's magic. There is no plague here, not the kind I knew. No buboes, no despair clinging to the air like a shroud. And yet, I sense a different kind of sickness. I sit in this place they call an office. A curious word. It is a chamber of silent toil. Dozens of people, hunched over glowing rectangles, their faces bathed in an ethereal light. They speak, but not to each other. Their fingers dance across keyboards, sending messages into the ether. It is a lonely sort of communion. In my time, the village square was a cacophony of life, of merchants hawking wares, children laughing, neighbors sharing gossip and grievances. Here, the loudest sound is the hum of the air conditioner, a machine that breathes a constant, cool sigh. They call it work. They trade their daylight hours. They have very life force, for slips of paper and numbers in a digital ledger. T's currency, they use it to acquire sustenance, shelter, and trinkets of bewildering complexity. I saw a man spend a fortune on a device that simply tells him the time, a task the sun has performed faithfully for millennia. It also shows him pictures of cats. I confess, I do not understand the value in this. The food is perplexing. It comes in sealed packages, promising low fat and high protein. The flavors are explosive, unnatural. I long for a simple loaf of black bread and a hunk of cheese. Yesterday, I observed a young woman staring forlornly at a bowl of leaves she called a salad. She spoke of counting calories, a ritual of self-denial that seems to cause her great anxiety. In my day, we counted the dead. The irony is not lost on me, and the anxieties, they are. Legion. They worry about deadlines, promotions, social media engagement. They speak of burnout, stress, ailments of the mind and spirit. I offered a colleague my finest leeches to balance his humors. He looked at me as if I had sprouted a second head and handed me a small, sweet-smelling tablet, telling me to chill. I have not yet consumed it. The packaging is most formidable. I walk through their cities at night. The world never sleeps. Towers of glass and steel scrape the heavens, their peaks lost in the clouds. The streets are ablaze with light, chasing away the shadows where fears and phantoms once dwelt. It is a world without mystery, without the comforting darkness of the unknown. They have conquered the night, but I fear they have lost their dreams in the process. They have potions and cures for ailments that would have been a death sentence in my time. A simply cut, once a gateway for putrefaction, is now mended with a simple plaster and an ointment. They have vanquished so many of my old adversaries: smallpox, polio, the very plagues that gave me my name. They can mend a broken heart, literally, with scalpels and stitches. Yet, I see so much melancholy in their eyes, a deep existential ache that no medicine seems to touch. They are so connected, yet so alone. They carry small, glowing mirrors in their pockets, portals to the entire world. They can speak to someone on the other side of the globe in an instant. But when they sit together, at a tavern or a dining table, they stare into these mirrors instead of each other's eyes. They share their meals not with their companions, but with an unseen audience of followers. It is a grand performance of happiness, a pantomime of connection. In my era, human touch was a currency of comfort, a hand on a fevered brow, a shared embrace in a time of grief. Here, they seem to fear it. I see them running on moving walkways that go nowhere, lifting heavy objects and putting them down again, all in the name of fitness. They strive for eternal youth, injecting potions into their faces to smooth the wrinkles that time has rightfully earned. They fear aging. They fear imperfection. They fear death with a desperation that is both pitiable and profound. We feared the plague because it was a swift, merciless reaper. They seem to fear life itself. Perhaps this is the new Black Death. Not a sickness of the body, but of the soul. A pestilence of loneliness, a contagion of comparison, a fever of unfulfilled desires. It spreads not through the air or the bite of a flea, but through the invisible waves that carry their Wi-Fi, it leaves no physical marks, no buboes, or blackened skin, only a quiet hollowing out from within. They look at my mask, a relic of a brutal past, and they see a costume. They do not see the terror it was born from. They do not smell the cloying scent of posies and herbs, meant to ward off a miasma they no longer believe in. They have traded a world of tangible fears for one of abstract anxieties. I am not sure they have made a good bargain. I will continue my observations. I will fill this diary with the absurdities and sorrows of this new age. Perhaps, in time, I will understand. Or perhaps, I'm simply a ghost, a memory of a time when the world was simpler, and death had a face you could recognize. For now, I must learn how to operate the coffee machine. It seems to be the source of this society's true power. My colleague, the one who offered me the chill pill, says I cannot survive a Monday without it. Another mystery to be unraveled. The work of a plague doctor is never truly done.